What is it you want, Sergeant?
Advice. As you know, we've been processing a fairly comprehensive list of psychopaths.
Now, how would I know that?
You've been monitoring our computer.
Mm-hmm. Who says?
I do.
What exactly are you looking for?
I got the impression you felt the crime had an extra dimension. Something that was almost obvious, but not quite.
Yes, well, it's hard to think clearly under those circumstances.
Well, I think you were right. There's no recognizable motive.
So you look for somebody without a recognizable motive?
A psycho. No psycho is that elaborate in his preparations.
Are you serious? I've known some who are positively theatrical.
If all they were going to do was kill. I'm sorry. But that's all he did. He killed fast and efficiently, and then he left.
Yes, well, no professional would leave all those loose ends. Not unless he was interrupted or...
Well, he wasn't interrupted.
So?
So you're back to the psycho. I was hoping you'd have some new suggestions.
Does Davis know you're here?
I don't think it would strike the Chief Inspector as a very good idea.
You're right.
Well, there has to be a first time for everything.
It's getting late, Sergeant.
And I've overstepped the mark, I know. But I'm good and sick of being told what to do by people who are more stupid and less talented than I am.
You'd be surprised how many people feel that way.
I wouldn't be remotely surprised. Don't patronize me, Commander. Get me fired by all means, but don't patronize me.
Well, as your Chief Inspector so politely pointed out, I'm outside my jurisdiction. I couldn't get you fired even if I wanted to, and if you're as shit-hot as you think you are, you'll have already worked that out.
I'm not that calculated.
Then you're not that good.
So, nothing but the best for you lads, eh?
Got a good union.
Makes you wonder why anyone would volunteer to be a cop.
As I remember, no one on Moonbase did.
Yes, a high IQ was one of the entry requirements. To Moonbase, that is.
Yeah, well, the test always was unreliable.
So what was it you wanted to see me about?
I quote, "The only design fault on that ship won't be investigated at all," unquote.
The liars and policemen need good memories, right?
What did you mean by it?
Now, you know the Mars colony will never be economic. What do they do with all this stuff? What's your interest in what the Daedalus was carrying?
I'm looking for anomalies.
Anomalies?
It's where you find your bum with one hand but not the other, so you know something's wrong.
Sounds half-assed to me.
You didn't answer the question.
Oh, what question was that?
Stop jerking me around and answer the damn question.
Or you'll what?
Or I'll arrest you, charge you with a whole series of technical offenses, and have you shipped back to Earth for trial.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
Yes, well, we'll see about that.
Fox, if you're charged with anything at all out here, your career is over. You do realize that, I suppose.
Like hell I do. The police state bully boys haven't taken over yet. Not out here, they haven't.
No, but the branch office is open for business.
You find it funny.
I'm conducting a murder investigation.
You're not serious.
Just tell me what you meant.
A murder investigation.
What is it that you know about the design fault on the Daedalus?
Well, I was talking about the crew roster, that's all.
The crew roster?
Yeah. See, those two should never have been allowed to fly together. It's against operational procedures, against the rules, and it's dumb. Handling a freighter is dangerous work. Hell, all work out here is dangerous. You know that, and you can't afford distractions.
They've been flying together for some time?
Oh, yes, and everybody was doing numbers about how romantic it is.
Everybody except you.
Well, I don't find taking stupid risks very romantic. Do you know that some bloody people actually help them to juggle the roster?
Well, why didn't you stop them? You could have blown the whistle on them, why didn't you?
Mike was a friend of mine.
All the more reason.
Well, I suppose I didn't want people to think that I was being...
Jealous?
Christ, Mike was careless at the best of times, but with her as a distraction, well, sooner or later he was bound to foul something up.
And that's what you meant?
Well, I reckon the people who screwed around with the crew planning had caused a design fault. Mix the personal with the professional, what you get are mistakes. People are part of the design. It's dangerous to forget that.
Stated quite categorically that though the unmanned station is a civilian project, it is nonetheless of the utmost secrecy, and any attempt to penetrate its security screens would be regarded as an act of war.
Well, what could be more civilian than that?
The European Space Colonization Bureau tonight denied rumors that their Martian colony will run dangerously short of vital stores as a result of the tragic accident to the supply ship Daedalus.
News off. Box trace.
Processing.
Well?
It was on a delayed relay.
How long?
The message was registered 1 hour ago in a public access booth.
Who was it charged to?
You.
Bastard. Box,
Yes, Nathan.
check central power circuits.
A remote breaker has been installed.
Another one.
Only the screen and the lift remain operational. The lift is on its way up.
Box trace.
Tracing.
Accept call.
Commander Spring,
Yes.
I have information which I think will interest you.
I'm not getting vision at this end.
I prefer to remain unseen for the moment.
What is it you have to tell me?
I know who killed your lady.
Really?
I will wait for you at the east end of Chiswick Park.
The East End at this time of night?
Are you afraid?
Of course. My mother didn't have any stupid children.
You have 15 minutes.
What'd you get, Box?
Public access booth. Local. Call was charged to Klarman Electronics.
I want any non-standard information on that firm and its staff. You start with the Police Intelligence Data Bank.
Processing.
Conference of Space Powers at Geneva, the United States has remained stubbornly silent on the purpose of its latest unmanned station. A State Department spokesman simply repeated tonight the earlier statement that the facility is civilian. Any unauthorized attempt to approach the unmanned station
Dangerous
would
to
have
try
the
to
gravest
find out
possible
clearly.
consequences. Suggestions that
Yeah, my countrymen have always been more secretive and trigger-happy than they realize themselves.
I'm sorry to disturb you at this late hour. I was looking for someone to talk to.
Of course. Please. Excuse me, won't you sit down, sir? It's been a long day.
Thank you. Your scientific background is as a flight engineer, I think, yes?
That's what I was. Coffee?
Merci, non. I am a biologist.
Yeah, working at suspended animation at ultra-low temperatures, right?
It is not possible now to reverse the course of the Daedalus, I know that, but if it were only possible to divert it even just a little
Diverted? Diverted where?
back into our system, to allow the eventual recovery of the ship after many years, perhaps.
For what? The crew would be dead long ago.
No. Not necessarily. They could go into frozen hibernation using my equipment.
What, you mean the stuff you've got on that ship is ready to work? I thought it was experimental.
It's academic anyway. To change course, you need a source of propulsion, and they have none.
They might have one. The controlled release of air pressure within the ship. Blowing it out could alter their course. And if they don't need the air to breathe...
Yes? Oh, you freak. Get out of here. Listen, you creep, I have told you. You get out of here, I'll run you in. I'm a cop. Go!